Hello and welcome back to Anti-Depressing. This is the show where we talk about everything from liturgy
to Lexapro, and also happy Easter, you guys. We did it.
to Easter.
We made it. We're an Easter resurrection people. We did it. God is alive.
Till Easter, which is a pretty controversial thing to say.
He's living on the outside, roaring like a lion.
God's not dead, y'all.
We did it. So happy
Celebrate
Easter.
while watching that movie.
Yeah, it really does. So so you guys, today is a great day. We passed the Easter octave, which is 8 days after Easter. And now we are in Easter tide, which is 50 days after the Easter octave. So it's like still party time for another
Party time.
50
And also,
days.
you sound so smart. You are so smart. But, like, don't you just feel it this morning? It's really early in the morning to sound smart. And
Yeah,
so
thank you so much.
I wanted to let you know.
Thank you
I
very
feel like
much.
adults don't often get told. Like when you're a kid, people are like, "Oh, you're so smart," when you like learn to do 2 + 2.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you're an adult, people don't often just be like, "You know what? You're so smart."
Yeah, no,
Oh,
exactly.
no. You're
Exactly.
very intelligent.
Thank you so much. And I
Well,
honestly, give me 1 second because I'm going to call my mom and tell her to stop being loud. Okay.
oh, is she being loud? I can't even hear her. If that
You
makes
can't hear her? Okay, because for everyone listening, I'm like, can you hear my mom? Drop in the chat. Okay.
I can't hear her. I thought you were gonna call her to tell her that I said you were smart.
Oh, well, honestly, that too. No, I'm probably going to call her on my way to work and be like, guess what? Wait.
Someone noticed.
Someone complimented my intelligence. But
Look,
honestly, I will take that. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
And and I'm just like so happy to be with you. I'm so
I'm
happy to
excited
be
for today.
in this Easter grind. How the heck are you doing?
It's a very drizzly, dreary. What even morning is it? Thursday morning, out here in Wisconsin. But honestly, good. The weather has been beautiful. We've been outside. We've been playing. We've been flying kites. We've been riding bikes. We've been really doing it up in the outside activities. And it has been really good. And when we are inside, mommy is working on camp stuff, and so that is what we've been doing. Yeah, and it's good preparing mentally for next week. I'm going to be at a conference in Notre Dame, which I'm very excited about. And
Speaking of smarty girls,
yeah, thank you.
yeah.
And going to bring the baby along, and it's just so fun
Fun.
to do like Catholic ministry.
Yeah.
In this particular example, it's so fun to bring your baby along because people are very hype on it.
Oh, yeah.
Like they are like, "What can we do? What do you need? We'll do anything."
Yeah.
And then all my emails are addressed like to Jasmine and Emmanuel. Like it's the community, like we're really we're going as a unit. And it's very sweet. And so I'm excited.
I love that. I can't wait to see pictures of Uncle Jimmy and baby
Jimmy and
Emmanuel,
Boy, so cute.
because I know that Uncle Jimmy is going to take some fire pics with that baby.
Oh
Now
yeah,
that baby can support himself just a
now that he
little
can say
bit
that.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that those pictures are going to be fire, and your baby is so cute. For everyone listening, I'm so sorry that you don't get to see pictures of this baby, you guys, because
Person.
he's so cute, you guys, and his toes are so round, like his little toes. It's so cute. He's so precious. So all around, he's blessing the earth. You're just gonna have to imagine. So
Just imagine a cute baby. It's
yeah,
not that far.
you're just gonna have to imagine a cute baby, but then supersize it.
That's it.
But then just think bigger, think more cute. That's what he is.
Amanda, when you're talking to ChatGPT and you're like, more.
More.
Like that.
Yeah. You're like, just think like the cutest thing you've ever seen, but then think it also giggles.
Yeah, it does giggle.
And it's just so cute. And then give it like really, really cute sisters. So it's just
It's
too
a lot.
much. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
lot.
lot.
How are
But
you?
I'm doing well. I've been currently, you guys might be hearing me, or Jasmine might be seeing me turning my microphone. I'm just trying to adjust. Do I sound perfectly loud or a good amount?
I feel like you sound good.
Okay, thank you so much. So I was worried I sounded too loud. So
But
I am outside
totally
of trying to figure out how loud I sound. I feel good. I am currently just working, doing that life, and
fine.
what else? I'm just kind of chilling. I'm currently sitting at my desk, just like trying to figure out. I have a parking ticket,
Oh no.
and yeah.
Downtown
Yeah, I have a parking ticket. I have a couple parking tickets. I have some stuff I got to return to the store. So all around, life is
Where have
just
you
like,
been getting parking tickets?
you know, I don't know because
Just museums.
I don't know. They just give them to me because I'm so cute and smart and little.
I
Um,
think so.
yeah, because I just am parking and then I'll give like as much coins as I have to the meter. And then
Mm.
whenever it runs out, I just say, I'll just get a parking ticket.
That's out of your hands,
Yeah, it's kinda out
If
of my
it runs
hands.
out, it runs out. Who
Exactly,
has
so
that many coins in their car?
yeah, exactly, so I'm just kind of being high-key irresponsible, TBH. So once I pay my 3 parking tickets and return this thing to the store, I think I'll be much better than I am, but other
Yeah,
than that, just kinda, like, vibing. I can't believe it's almost May, and then it's almost going
it
oh,
literally is
it's
May.
May 1st.
It's
Oh,
gonna
crap.
be May.
Wow, it's gonna be May. So I can't believe it's May, and then I can't believe it's gonna be June, and we're rolling into summer, which means nothing as an adult, but except for you because you literally just like then start your second full-time job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like living life and excited. And
How about that?
yeah. And other than that, I
Pretty exciting.
am mostly super excited to roll into these stories. Not the
Me too.
first one because it is high key pretty sad, but
Yeah, and
it's
we're gonna
okay.
dance after that because it's giving we're gonna wait to dance.
Yeah, just a little bit. So, for our anti-depressing Catholic news, it is a little depressing, you guys, but it's not super depressing, and I will explain why. So,
Mhm.
rest in peace, Pope Francis. We've
Yes.
talked about him for the past couple episodes, and we've been like, yeah, he's feeling kind of ill. And then he was getting better. And then he got better, and then he passed away. So it was just very sad. For some reason, when he got better, I just kind of thought he would have another like 20 years. I don't know why I was like, oh, he's going to be fine
Yes.
now.
Yeah, I
Like,
think everybody wanted to live in that optimism of the moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, he's definitely going to live for another like 20 years. So,
Mhm.
rest in peace to Pope Francis. We miss you. We love you. He's just like so precious. And so he was
So sweet.
buried last week and it was pretty sad. And everyone's kind of mourning him. The canonization of another friend that we have spoken about, Blessed Carlo
Mhm.
Acutis, was postponed because Pope
That
Francis was supposed to
yeah,
do his
not
canonization.
canonized son's pope.
Yeah.
That
So
part.
there's a lot of like shifts happening. But the cool news is that Pope Francis is probably in heaven. So that
Yeah,
is the cool news. And
that is
I've been
super cool
seeing,
news.
yeah, and the cool news, secondly, is that I've been seeing insane AI videos of Pope Francis in heaven with Jesus and Mary flying in the sky, which I will maybe post on our stories. So I've been seeing lots of those. So people are definitely getting creative
That actually took me out.
with Pope Francis and Mary just flying in the sky. So yeah,
That's
so
so
we're,
good.
he's probably in heaven, vibing and not in pain anymore, which is probably the most important. So
Yeah, such a
yeah.
gift. And honestly, his whole funeral was so him. Like, it was
Mhm.
very Papa Francesco. It was very Pope
Mhm.
Francis. It was very much leaning to the celebration of life.
Mhm.
Especially, like, because Blessed Carlo was supposed to be canonized, they were having the Jubilee of Teenagers, and they just, like, didn't cancel that. They were like, "Bring
Mhm.
on all the teenagers." And so there were just, like, thousands and thousands of teenagers lining the streets, and as Pope Francis, like, final move, they moved his coffin, from St. Peter's Square, where his funeral was, to St. Mary Major, St. Mary Majore.
Mhm.
Um, and processed through the streets, and it was just lined with people, like
Mm.
so many people. And it reminded me so much of all of the times he's like taking the Pope mobile around
Yeah.
Rome, and like how he really
Mm.
was such a man of the Roman people. Like he really
Mm.
just wasn't just the Pope. Like he deeply invested into like the Bishop of Rome title
Mm.
and what that meant, and like being present to the people of Italy. And I just loved that. I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool, to see him like one last time. And I imagine those were like decisions he made ahead of time. And it's
Oh
just
yeah.
cool to like get to see that play out for someone.
Yeah, that is a good, those are great points. And also it was
I'll
really
see.
cool to also I'm just so little. But it was just, it was also so precious to see, like, in his pre-planning, Pope Francis always commits to the bit. Like he's like, "Hey, something
Yeah,
about me is I'm just gonna let y'all remember that, like, I don't need a lot." And he was like, "Y'all gonna bury me in just a regular wood coffin. Like,
yeah. We're
nothing
not going to
crazy.
stand any gold.
Yeah, no adornments. Just bury me in my regular wood coffin, put me in the ground, and then put like just a cross." Like,
Yep,
it's just really is just, I don't know. I hope upon his death he really knew how many people loved him.
I agree.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just rest in peace to Pope Francis.
Yes, the
So,
simplicity and the stories that are coming out about him are just so beautiful, and so
yeah.
many people had, like, a one-on-one situation with Pope
Mhm.
Francis that, like, changed their life and their faith, and just, like,
Mm.
regular people, which was really wild to me to hear some of those. And then, like what you were saying with, like, living simply, I was reading somewhere, which who knows the actuality of this, but I was reading because I cannot remember where I read it. That Pope Francis died with like $100 to his name.
Oh yeah.
He
No, I
had
read that too.
$100 in his bank account, and that apparently the papal salary is like in the 300,000s a year, and he rejected it every year and like gave it back to the poor, to people in his community, which classic
What
Francis.
a guy. What a guy,
What a guy,
and
man. We're gonna miss him.
I wish I would have met him. I would have been like, "Hey, can you defer that papal salary to me or what?"
Can you pay off my
Um
student loans or not?
Yeah, I love being poor too in spirit. So yeah, but God bless Pope Francis. We love you.
God
We missed
bless.
you. And now we get to roll into a conclave, which you guys,
Hippie conclave.
because of the movie that won the Oscar, you guys might be like, "Oh, I know what a conclave is."
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, all right. But a conclave for real, it is like our good friend Katy Prejean McGrady says, it is Cardinal Camp. So all the Cardinals get together, cutie bears, they all get together and they're like, "Hey, let's chat, let's pray, let's sit in the Sistine Chapel." Yes, the one painted by Michelangelo.
yeah,
They sit in there and they're like, "We're gonna pray and we're gonna vote 4 times a day." So then they vote and they're like, "Word, someone has to get 2/3 majority." And then once that person gets it, boom. Habemus papam, y'all. Then we have a pope. And that's pretty much it. So that's the conclave. It does not last for a really long time. At least for the last couple popes, it's
yeah.
been a couple days.
Yeah,
And
a lot of time I
so
feel like they kinda know. They kinda know who they're
yeah, they
who
kind of
they're
know the vibe, right? So,
backing.
like, that is on May 7th. That is going to start with Mass in St. Peter's Basilica. And then essentially they go in the Sistine Chapel. They're housed in like a little hotel nearby, but it's like jury duty, like in a
Yeah,
positive way because they're excited. But it's like jury duty because they're locked in the Sistine
they
Chapel.
can't leave.
They can't leave. There's no phones. They can't text anyone and be like, "Hey, I really think like Cardinal Lorenzo is going to be it." So like they can't
Mhm,
snitch. It's
mhm.
just like quiet on all fronts. And then we wait. Everyone on the outside just kind of vibes. And then once we
The
know who it
smoke.
is, there's going to be smoke. Where there's
Mhm.
fire, there is smoke. So yeah. So yeah, you guys, the conclave is beginning, has will begin, and it's going to be great. And right now all the cardinals are in Rome and they're just kind of vibing
They're
and they're just
prepping. They're
kind
doing
of
pre-meetings, getting to
yeah.
know each other.
Yeah.
seeing
And
what each
so
other's vibe is, you know?
yeah. So you guys, for everyone listening that's like what am I looking out for? You're basically once May 7th starts, every day after that, you're just going to be waiting for white smoke. There's going to be
Mhm.
news stations, there's going to be radio stations, people that are just kind of following it, and they're as soon as you see white smoke, that means we have a pope. So,
Yeah.
and people are kind of like curious about who it's going to be, but from our good friends as well, we kind of, want to live in the like Holy Spirit's going to lead that. We don't really
Yep.
need to speculate too much about who the pope is going to be. Um
Yep.
because that's not really our gig. We're just
We
going to
really
pray.
don't choose.
Yeah, we're just gonna make sure that we pray that it is the whoever it is Holy Spirit mission driven and loves the people of God. So
Yes.
whoever that
And
is,
cardinals
we'll
that are
see.
making that decision,
Yep.
because
Thank God that's not my job. That sounds too deep.
yeah, no,
So
that's way too much for me.
so you guys were entering into a conclave. By the time that you listen to this, we will be getting there soon and we can't wait. So can't wait. And so, other than that, you guys, we have like a story, a couple of them to talk about. So let's roll into
Hello,
that.
things. You ready to dance?
Let's dance. So you
Woo!
might have noticed that we have our music back. And yes, that is
Eagle-eyed
true that
fans
we have
have
our
noticed.
music back. You guys, we are just jamming and we're back. We're
Today.
ready to go and it's rocking. So
It's
yeah, you
happening.
guys. Oh, can you hear my dog or no?
I can hear your dog.
She is, something about living with an animal, you guys, is that they don't understand human language. So you just
They
kind of have
don't,
to
and it's
exist.
kind of okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
fine.
I'm really
It's
like
proof of
sorry.
life back there. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, she will stop soon, but also there is no guarantee. So we're just gonna live in the present. For our first story today, we have the Brooklyn Stroll Club. The Brooklyn Stroll Club is inspiring dads everywhere. You might be wondering what this is, but it's been taking over social media and just overall like wholesome good vibes of the
Yeah,
internet. The Brooklyn Stroll Club is a dad's club that meets in Brooklyn, New York,
so
and they
cute.
just go on strolls. They just go
Just
on walks.
walking.
Yeah,
It's
they just
giving very, What to Expect When You're Expecting. Isn't that the movie where, like, the dad joins the stroll club to, like,
yep,
learn what it is to be a father? I
yep.
love this.
Yeah,
I
so
love
they just walk around and they are just featuring like all kinds of dads that walk around and just kind of get to know each other and it's just like very very cute. Let me see. From The Cut, there is an article that talks all about how let me see. Let me find the cutest part actually. That's why I keep saying let me see because there's too many cute parts and
it. You kinda
I
just
sh-
have to watch the
I
video.
shan't read the whole article. So here we go. The whole thought is from the article from The Cut. This is from Gonzalez, who is the founder. How do you take care of yourself? How do you take care of your family? Building confidence, he
Mm,
says, as we stop to sit on a bench. Gonzalez leans back, one green Nike Dunk shoe propped up on the wheel of the stroller. Now that is an article itself.
that
I
is
don't,
it.
he says, I don't care about the following. I don't care about any of that. I want to give the most opportunities for the community that we can.
That's
Brooklyn
so
Stroll Club seems to have become just that. Take the dads who offer their expertise. One in the club works at Morgan Stanley and led a free seminar on how to set up a college fund for their kids.
aw,
Another, a co founder of Rumble, is hosting a boxing class for the group. It's
okay.
just like really cute.
It's
Often
giving wealthy
Gonzalez,
fathers too.
yeah,
Like, this is very interesting. I love in the little clip and in the pictures, it's like these are like real dads. They're
yeah.
in it. You know, this isn't just like a dad who never hangs out with their kids who's like, I guess I'll throw them in the stroller. I don't really know what to bring. I don't really know what to like. They've got diaper bags. They've got stuff underneath the strollers. They're carrying babies in baby carriers and pushing an empty stroller because you know that baby was crying and wanted to be held. And I just and they came prepared for that. They're like,
Yeah.
it's okay. I brought the baby carrier. Like they are prepared present fathers, and I love it.
And we love to see that. And I love to see, um, oftentimes Jasmine and her husband and I will laugh about how, like, her husband will go to the park with their kids, and he will just be playing with their kids like a parent,
You know.
and people will walk up to her husband and be like, "Wow, you are just," what would they say? Like, "Wow, you're doing such a great job," but also like, "Oh, good luck," or like just real.
Yeah, people will sometimes be like, "Wow," like, which people say to me, "You have your hands full," but
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Oh," like, if he takes them by himself, they'll be like, "Oh, you're giving mom a break today?"
Yeah.
Or, "Oh, are you babysitting?" Like, straight up. And
He's
it's like,
like,
"No."
no, I just like I'm trying to be in the mix with these kids."
Yeah.
So, I love that.
Yeah, and kind of the worst part, sometimes, like, older dads who have, like, teenagers with them will be like, "Ugh, I remember those days." Like, they hated it, and that's, like, super sad, especially to say in front of your kid.
Mm,
And so it's very nice to see this where it's like, this is a group of dads who, like, they're smiling, they're laughing, they're enjoying their time, and they're making it so that, like, time with the guys doesn't have to be time away from the kids. And they're a time and a place where it should be, right? Everybody needs an actual break sometimes.
mm,
But it is really nice to see them, like, doing something where you can incorporate the two. It's
mm.
very sweet.
Yeah,
Very nice.
absolutely. And in the finale of the cuteness, Gonzalez said, "For my son's generation, I hope they'll think my dad had all these friends he cared about and he loved people." And honestly, yeah.
So sweet.
So the Brooklyn Stroll Club is just promoting like we're here for health, we're here for wealth, right?
Yeah,
Our health is our wealth, and we're here for
for
healthy
sure.
fatherhood.
Mhm.
And just like growing a generation of children that know that their dads can also have love and affection towards other people
Yeah,
that aren't
beautiful.
their family but like their friends,
Yep,
and just like how sweet that is. And so we love to see it. And so thanks, Brooklyn Stroll
I love
Club, for
it.
being
Thank
cute.
you.
Cute
So sweet.
award. So far we have the Cardinals that are cute, we have the Brooklyn Stroll Club that is cute. I mean, it's just all
Giving a
around.
lot of cute. I'm getting overwhelmed.
It
The
is. I'm
cuteness is
getting
getting
overwhelmed as well.
the
So
cuteness is getting crazy.
let's.
Is our last next story cute?
It really is. So,
Is
it's
it?
it's cute and it's encouraging because, mostly it's cute because I feel encouraged to now go to space. You guys might have heard of it. You might have
Do
seen
you
it.
though?
You might have seen it. Okay. Um, but basically, have you ever felt like a plastic bag drifting through the
Drifting
wind,
up to space.
drifting up to space? Because Gail King, yes, that Gail King, Oprah's BFFFFF, okay? Lauren Sanchez, yes, that Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos' wife. Uh, Iconic, okay? And Katy Perry, plastic bag herself.
Do you
And
know the
actually two other women who one is an aerospace engineer and one was a former astronaut who had to drop out of training because of a horrific thing that happened to her. And so they actually like deserve to be there. But
They did.
yeah, they actually
They
really deserve
did.
it.
The rest
So
of 'em.
let's say for the rest of this conversation, we're not really talking about them. So let's isolate them and let's just include these other three.
Yeah, if
So
you have any space experience, we aren't talking to you right
yeah,
now.
we're not
Like,
talking to you.
good
So
for you, you deserved that trip.
yeah,
You should
they
go
deserve
again.
to be there. Yeah.
See the
And we
celebrities on board.
Yeah, so these celebrities on board, they did go to space. And by space, we meant they went to the edge of the Earth's atmosphere. So they didn't actually go to space, but they went to the edge of the atmosphere in a Blue Origin flight, which is owned by, yes, Mr. Bezos himself.
Yeah.
Um,
So essentially, like, Jeff was like, "Hey, honey, do you wanna go on a little trip with your girls?" Like, that's what it kind of was giving to me.
it's not giving that, it is that. So essentially, it was, hey, babe, do you want to go on a trip with your girlfriends? And she said, yes. Let me pick the most iconic women of humankind.
Yeah.
Then she chose Katy Perry and Gail King. Now, as I say on this podcast, I do love everyone black and I do love Gail King for being a black woman that went to space. Also, I do want to say the other aerospace engineer that went to space is
Mhm.
from the Bahamas and she is black. So I do love that.
Yeah,
However,
a lot of
Gail,
diversity on this little space flight, you know?
yes. However, Gail, Gail and Katy and Lauren, we did not need this. I just want to say that.
I really didn't.
We didn't need this. It was 11 minutes. There are people probably that work at NASA that should have gone on this, that
Yeah,
deserve
that's
this,
fair.
right? And Katy Perry kept on saying that this is inspiring for humankind and womankind.
Yes, it's inspiring women everywhere.
And Katy, I just want to tell you, you did not inspire us.
I'm not feeling inspired.
I'm not feeling inspired.
Inspired to do what exactly? Because didn't it cost like millions of dollars?
It
So
absolutely did.
I don't know how that's an attainable
You know who
goal.
inspired me? Amanda Wynn, because
Mhm.
she is an activist who fights for, she had to drop out of school. And she fights for women to be able to be in those predominantly male spaces and feel comfortable,
Yeah.
and proceed with their education, and their goals. And I feel for Aisha Bowe, who is an ex NASA engineer. So they are inspiring me. However, plastic bag going to space does not make me want to go to space.
Doesn't make me want to go to space or make it feel like it's something I have to work for. Like she worked for a pop career and then got chosen to go to space, but it's not like she worked to go to space, you know? And so I think that's interesting. I think there's a couple things here that fascinated me. And I know Katy Perry's really getting the hit. It's a hard time to be Katy Perry. Um, between this trip to space and then her tour that hardly anyone is going to, that
Whoa,
truly
she didn't say that. She said
no,
her tour is
no, it's actually so
flip
sad.
flop.
It's Flap City. And it's like it's just kind of strange. It's very Katy in a way. But in another way, it's not. It's like on stage, she's doing just kind of whatever she wants to. She's doing the robot. She's doing whatever. It doesn't make sense. Okay, you guys. Um, Something so weird just happened. And if you're just listening to the audio, this probably is contextually not going to make a ton of sense to you. But I just was talking about Katy Perry and saying that I just think something might be going on here, something deeper, something under the surface with the space flight, with her tour, etc. And then immediately after I said that, my power went out for like a second, just flickered. And so we lost, like the podcast stopped, everything stopped. Chanel and I were like, what is happening? And Chanel had a really good theory on it. So before we dive back in, uh, and also if you're watching this on video, you know that things have changed because I am in different clothes. Because that was 12 hours ago now. And we are back. We are back at it.
We're
To
back.
this episode because we'll do
Mhm.
anything for you.
Mhm.
But Chanel, tell me your theory. Why did this happen to us?
Um, did it happen because Jeff Bezos owns the power grids and internet for the whole world?
Did it? We
Yeah.
were
I
kind
think
of
so.
blaming his financial choices.
I think so. We were flaming his financial choices, and I do believe it's because Jeff Bezos owns and runs everything. And speaking of that, my Amazon order will come in tomorrow. So
No, I
uh,
literally just got one today. So check the
I
fact,
am a part of the problem.
Jeff.
Yeah.
We can criticize you. We are still making you money.
We are still making you money.
You
And
can
do I
pop
hate
our power all you want, sir.
I'm trying to lean into Amazon before this recession hits, but this is anti-depressing, so I'm not going to
It's
go there.
depressing. And the reality is, I really do desire and attempt to live
Mhm.
in leaning towards Amazon free life, but it's really hard
Yeah.
out here once you get so
It
used
is
to something.
it is really hard. It is really hard. But you know what's also really hard?
Tell me, you
Avoiding sin day to day. So, you
know what,
know,
You know what? You're actually right. That's a good,
so we can temper
that's a good call out.
we can move past our inclinations, and we can be strong,
Okay.
and I can go to the actual store. Heck, I can
They
use what
have
I
anything
already
there?
have. If they have anything there, if the shelves are not empty, then I can do it. But I do have a couple thoughts about this spaceship thing.
Okay.
Um
All right. Everybody wait. Because if her power gets cut,
then that's true.
I don't know what I don't know who to call at this point, but I'm calling someone.
Freaking Ghostbusters, FBI agent in my computer. I am now speaking against Jeff Bezos. Okay, here we go.
Okay, and go.
I really do feel like nothing says unity for mankind like a $5.5 billion joyride when your warehouse workers don't get bathroom breaks. I wrote these down earlier today so
Oh,
I could say
she
it,
said,
okay?
"Oh, you cut my power."
Well,
Oh,
then
oh,
fine,
perfect
okay?
time for me to find
Yeah.
more facts.
10 minutes into space,
Let's do
0 minutes
it.
understanding the mood on Earth, okay? We do not give a crap. Who cares? You know? Like, really.
No
The
way,
only
that's
gravity defying thing about the launch was Bezos' PR team. It was really just trying to say that Bezos is saving humanity, which, like, honest to God,
I
what a
actually
shame.
don't understand it though. Like they didn't develop anything new when they were gone. They didn't discover anything. Like I'm
Nope.
actually confused about the angle they're trying to play here.
Yep.
That's making it more than it is. And you know what? While I was brewing today, I thought of
Yeah.
all of the endless clips I have seen like on like the
Wait, wait,
content
wait,
that came from this was
wait.
life-giving. If honestly, I will hand them this. The content that came from this could save the world. And
And maybe that's what it's
and
for.
maybe that's the greater lesson is the way people band together to
Yeah.
flame these celebrities going to
Has
space.
saved the world.
It has united us in a way that
And
we've not been united, you know?
wait, because Jasmine? Because I actually want to read something I was going to read earlier from Gail King, okay? People were taught she was talking about how people were offended about the space mission.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this is just this is it. This is how disconnected these people are from
yeah,
what's
yeah,
happening to people on Earth, okay?
yeah.
Cuz I don't know what dimension they live in, but okay. And I quote, okay? And you
Okay.
can watch a video of this too if you think you're like, I don't trust the media. She didn't say this. Okay, yes, she did. Okay. King defended the Blue Origin mission in an interview with Entertainment Tonight on Tuesday after hearing the criticism, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Mhm.
And I quote, space is not an either or, it's a both and, she said. And because you do something in space doesn't mean you're taking away anything from Earth. And what you're doing in space is trying to make things better here on Earth. What Blue Origin wants to do is take the waste here and figure out a way to put it in space to make our planet cleaner. And I quote, dude, what the literal heck, dude? They have no friggin' idea what is happening here. You're taking waste from Earth and figuring out a way to put it in space to make our planet cleaner. I feel like they're living in a champagne
Actually, like,
clique.
no, Chanel,
Like,
Chanel.
I don't get it. Like, okay, like regular Sam is waking up every day, putting on her bra one breast at a time. And she's wondering, I wonder how we can take this friggin' trash in front of my house because these garbage men are not being paid enough and don't have adequate health insurance. I wonder if we could take this garbage and launch it into the atmosphere where it will just exist and float around forever.
But here's
Oh
the
my
thing, I
God.
don't want just anybody taking my trash space. I
I
want
want Jeff Bezos.
I want celebrities. If Katy Perry isn't the trash woman for the space, then I don't
Just
want it.
I literally read that and I thought, there's no way she said that. Like, that's just people, like,
No,
that's
you watched the
clickbait.
video, she actually said it.
And she watched a video and she actually was like, no, they want to take the waste and put it in space to make our planet cleaner. Gail, where are they putting this waste?
What about the I
What
actually
about
like someone who don't understand science without telling me, that is so actually crazy. That's so actually crazy. Um,
like,
I can't
wait. And before we
cannot.
stop talking about this, I actually have one more thing because
Wait, I have one more
I
thing after you go.
oh please no, you go because I just talked about Gail.
Okay, no,
Please.
mine's lighthearted. Mine's about Katy
Yeah.
Perry, and her interviews.
Oh
After
my gosh,
that really
literally
took my
same.
breath
Go.
away, um,
Yeah.
my favorite one, it was just a tiny bit of the clip, and I don't even know why this person was saying this, so, sure, I'm taking it out of context, okay, but there is no context on Earth in which this makes sense, or on space, okay? In space, in the atmosphere, wherever she was. Um, Somebody said to Katy Perry when she got back, like, "Congratulations, you're officially an astronaut." And Katy Perry said, "Thank you."
Thank you.
it just felt like if she had any grasp on reality, that was the moment to be like, actually, no, though. Like, I'm actually not, because I did not do any of the work. Like, I was a space passenger, maybe at best. Like,
Honestly, that's it.
but
I was a space passenger
an
because
astronaut is crazy.
an astronaut is crazy, and I honestly forgot about that. And her being in
It made me
space,
laugh so hard.
holding up a butterfly with her set list on it, and that's what she brought to space. And a daisy for her daughter. Okay, won't take that away.
Okay,
That's cool.
fine
You
for
love
your
your
daughter,
kid.
whatever. Cute.
Okay. But a butterfly with your set list on it, okay? Then coming down and people being like, "Congrats, you're an astronaut." All right. You know. Okay. Okay. But my favorite, because besides that, was honestly Katy Perry talking about how, and this is not just a Katy Perry hate train. We don't hate
I don't
anyone,
hate
right?
anyone.
We
Honestly, some of
just
Katy Perry's old music meant a lot to Chanel and I.
because I do feel like a plastic bag
I do.
sometimes, okay? But what this is a observation on
Yeah.
how freaking insane this was, okay?
Like,
So
it's a societal critique. Like, this is a
it's a
reflection
societal
of
critique.
what's going
Okay.
on, you know? It's a
Yes.
sign of the times.
Exactly. And so my favorite probably of all of this that I've watched so many times is Katy Perry being interviewed before she went to space and talking about how she was reading about string theory. And they're asking her about what she thinks of this whole thing. And her
Oh,
answer
no.
is just giving when your teacher says, "I need more words in your report or I'm not going to fail you or I'm not going to pass you." That's what that's giving. It's giving like I just am trying to find words to say. So I'm about to play this. Okay.
Please.
Brought down ideas that have been world changing. The environmental movement.
Oh, wait. Here we go.
Really excited about the engineering of it all. I'm excited to learn more about STEM and just the math about what it takes to accomplish this type of thing. I was winding down from a rehearsal the other day and I was listening to Cosmos by Carl Sagan and reading a book on string theory. And yeah, I was like going to bed. That was definitely like helping. I was like, Pythagoras. But, I've always been interested in astrophysics and interested in astronomy and astrology and the stars. I feel like we are all made of stardust and we all come from the stars, and it'll be exciting to
Oh, no.
see them twinkle from that site and also have such an appreciation for Mother Earth when we see it in that way. Many people, not many, but the people that have gone have had real profound things to say and have brought down ideas that have been world changing. The environmental movement is based around one of those moments. I'm really excited about.
Is it?
So I just feel like I have lots of and you might have been thinking to yourself, when the heck is this going to end listening to it? Okay. Honestly, same. The like going to sleep thinking about Pythagorean theorem and string theory. I mean, that's obviously not true. Let's just lean into that. Sure.
No, yeah, that's a bananas thing to say.
But I just love the stem of it all. I love the math of it
I love
all.
the STEM. We're made of stardust after all.
I love the STEM. It's just giving it's okay to be like, hey, this is a really cool opportunity that my rich friend's wife
someone
invited me
to
to.
go. This is super cool. I can't believe I'm going to space.
And I think at the end of the day, to wrap this up in a pretty little plastic bag, everyone has just been saying, just say that you're wealthy and you had an opportunity to do something that you can do because you're wealthy.
Cool.
And to do something cool.
Yep.
And it in no way influences or impacts the rest of society in a positive way.
Yep.
Outside of the Kardashians knowing that they can now pay to go on a Blue Origin flight.
Yep.
And that's okay. And just say that.
It's okay.
But the trying to gaslight us is crazy.
To spend my money and not don't act like you're helping us.
You're not. And don't gaslight us into thinking that you're helping us. Yeah.
It's okay to just be selfish. Like, it's okay that you're just doing your thing and that it's not benefiting the greater society. You don't have to act like that. And it really is, and I know we've talked about this before, but it really is giving Hunger Games capital energy. It's giving like us throwing these extravagant balls is for you guys to see what you could inspire to. Like it really is the same thing. And it's so out of touch with the reality of what is happening here on our earth.
On our earth,
Our earth.
on
I
what is
don't
it?
feel
District?
that in
Where
District
are we?
12. Right?
Yeah.
Here in District 12, that isn't how we're doing it.
Here
Okay.
in District 12,
Okay.
Chanel got into her car the other day, heard a cranking noise from the back of her car,
Oh, you
and
turn
found a
that music up.
squirrel. She found a dead squirrel between her tire and the back of her car. And she couldn't remove it because she was going to be late for work because she's an hourly worker. And 1 minute is like 85 cents. So she had to drive around with a dead squirrel in the back of her tire. And so that's what's happening here in District 12. But in the other world, they're taking up space. And so honestly, just don't try to gaslight us. I think everyone's exhausted from being gaslit. And that's why people were so frustrated with this whole thing. Just be honest. And the fact that they were all just like, you know what? Young women and girls, now you can go space. Okay. Sally Ride went to space. They already know they can go to space.
Yeah, we all know.
We've learned about women that have been to space. It's just stop gaslighting us.
Beautifully intelligent women that are going to space because they are like astrophysicists, and they're going to space. Okay.
Heck, you have a whole friend in the Space Force who has worked her booty off to be there.
In the Space Force.
And in no way is she gaslighting me into being like, well, one day, Chanel.
Well, you could do it. And you know what? I'm working in the Space Force so that your life is better.
So, right. I just think at the end of the day, it was a joyride, and God bless him. And
but we made
feel
it through, and Jeff Bezos is apparently not on it with the monitoring in the evening. So
yeah. So that's on Blue Origin. That's what we think, because that aspect of the world is pretty depressing when people try to gaslight us, but we're anti-gaslight, pro-health here. So for our, and actually, last one, next Blue Origin flight. I think they already announced who's going on. Wait, the next one, Blue Origin completes. Oh, I heard a rumor.
Oh no.
I heard a rumor that Pitbull was going to be on the next one.
He will. It makes sense.
Yeah. I heard, which would be awesome. They haven't announced it yet. They probably brought in this video. But also the last thing is, when I saw this, did you also think of that submarine?
Yeah.
And I had a weird feeling like
to go to the extremes,
Like I just kind of thought, what's wrong with here?
What is wrong?
What's wrong with just like going to Kansas?
Yeah.
So God bless whoever goes on the next one. Just don't gaslight us. And with that,
yeah,
that's all.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Our last story, I had for us, just like chit chatting a little bit about Coachella. Coachella happened.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of celebrations just happening from all around, music festivals happening. And no matter what the state of the world is, even if the world is a bit depressing, the music business just keeps on going. And Coachella happened, and it made me think. I followed a couple people that went to Coachella on social media. And people, I mean, it really is just giving Naked and Afraid. It's sleeping on the ground outside. It's dust.
Yep.
It's like using a public bathroom for 3 days.
Woodstock, but now,
It's like Woodstock, but now it just seems like you're using, in the day it's like 300 degrees, and then in the nighttime it's like 30 degrees. It just really sounds horrible. But the music, I'm going to give you a little taste. So Lady Gaga was there. Missy Elliott was there.
Oh, brought this back. Okay.
Yeah. Meg the Stallion. Okay.
Love it.
Let's see. Who else do we even know? The Marias. Who else? Billie Eilish showed up.
Oh, wow.
So all around, I guess my question for you is, are we too old for Coachella?
I saw some, I almost said elderly, because I'm identifying in that, I guess.
Uh-oh.
LOL. So joking. But I did see some older, our age people, some people in their 30s. And that feels so exhausting to me.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think maybe for some people it doesn't feel as exhausting, and that's really great for them.
Mm.
But to me, like, as we've talked about, you feel like you're kind of in the phase now where if you're going to a concert, like, you need a seat. This
Yeah.
is kind of the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
And it just feels like a lot of people.
Mm.
And I don't know that I'm really at the stage in my life where being around that many people who are like drinking and such all in one space. I actually just don't
Mm.
really know that I want to be in that, you know?
Yeah, I also agree. I just feel kind of like there is no seat there.
Mhm.
It's just 100 degrees in the day, 30 degrees in the night, and then I have to sleep on the ground.
Yeah.
I think my biggest regret in life, of all my life, is probably not going to Baychella. Not going to Coachella when Beyonce was the
Mm.
headliner is one of my
Yeah.
biggest regrets because now every headliner they show, just nothing seems as great as if I was there for Baychella.
Yeah, nothing's
So,
really doing it for you anymore.
yeah, so maybe that's just where I missed it. But who knows? Next year, Anti-Depressing could take Coachella.
Oh gosh.
Sponsor us. Sponsor us with an Airbnb
You know?
and a car,
And
and we're not sleeping outside,
Coachella?
and we
I don't
need
know.
VIP backstage passes.
Oh wow. Honestly, make your demands, shoot your shot.
And then once we get all of those, we'll be there. Maybe do you think like Ascension Press would like want to go?
Yeah, for sure. I can see that.
You're so full of crap. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. I think
100%.
Ignatius Press would like totally want to go.
I think
So,
so.
chat,
Maybe on
drop
the
in the
tour
chat.
bus?
Yeah, drop in the chat anyone that you know that would sponsor us to go to Coachella.
What is Coachella but secular NCYC? You know?
Whoa. What is Coachella but Seek for people that I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
it's Seek. It's probably Seek.
it's
It's probably secular
that
Seek.
feels like the most accurate because it's young adults primarily.
Yeah,
It's
it's probably like secular Seek, I would literally bet.
yeah, I think same energy.
So we'll see. Sponsor us. Maybe Focus will sponsor us.
Maybe somebody
If we
send
were
us
to put
to Coachella.
together
What is happening right now?
if we were to put together a Coachella lineup,
Okay.
but a Catholic version,
Oh,
what would it be
Cath-chella.
like?
Um,
Cath-chella.
Cath-chella,
Cath-chella.
not the Cath-chella.
Mhm.
What would it be? I mean, my husband,
Okay, your
more
boo.
Novum artists.
Okay, so I'm thinking headliner, probably like Novum as a
Yeah, like
headliner.
the Novum Collective whole community. That would
Yeah,
be
like the community as a
a whole
headliner.
community.
I'm
Okay.
thinking in the
Mm,
main section where they're selling merch,
yep.
you'd probably want all the bookstores there.
Yeah, you have
Um
all the bookstores. You have all the Catholic small shops.
yeah, you probably want like
Mhm.
one of the outdoor Catholic groups there.
Isn't
Let's
there like
see.
there's like a Catholic wine? There's gotta be like a Catholic whiskey.
There has to be
Like I
like a
saw
Catholic
Kendall
whiskey.
Jenner's like 818 brand have
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
whole
yeah, but
section at
instead of
Coachella.
like yeah, but instead of like Kendall Jenner pouring out tequila in the middle
Yeah.
of a bar, it can be like a priest like pouring out like a really good wine.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, like a fancy soiree type. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I could see that. We could also have like like a Catholic Irish area. We could have some beer. We could have fish and
Mm.
chips. I really
Okay.
think we could lean into this.
I think so
There's a
too.
lot of
And we could have people
beer.
lean into the ground, sleep on the ground like Coachella. It could
Yeah.
probably we can probably intertwine that something with
I
like
actually
sacrifice or something.
know we're joking, but honestly, a Catholic event that is strictly like a music festival and there's like no talks.
Mm,
Like there's no talks. We're not trying to like do that kind of thing. Like it's not a conference. Like,
mm,
we're just hanging out. We're
mm,
eating. We're like sipping on wine. We're hydrating. We're living our lives. There's great snacks and just
mm,
a bunch of music. Honestly, they have this for Christian music, like Life Fest
mhm.
by my house. They have this, but I think we should lean further.
I
We
think we
need a
should lean
Catholic one.
further. Hmm. I think we should lean further. We're doing big names. We're doing Matt Maher.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Matt Maher obviously has to be there.
Obviously. Okay.
The
We're doing
cornerstone of our
we're
family.
doing Novum Collective. Who else are we doing? Who's Catholic famous like that?
I mean, Josh Blakesley. I feel like
Mm.
we are going to get in trouble if we go too hard into the
So I think
kind of scared.
I think
if we
chat.
go
I
too
think
hard.
chat for Cath-chella. Let us know who you would invite. How about we do
Let
that?
us know who you would invite.
Who would you invite for Cath-chella? For
Who would you want to see as a headliner? Because
who
we're
would
gonna
you
make
want to
it.
see as a headliner besides Jasmine's husband? Who, in terms of Cardinal Camp, if we're circling back to our first story, for
Yeah,
Cardinal Camp happening this week for the Conclave, who are you hoping to see? What kind of outfits are you hoping to see?
we're gonna fit. Are
Right?
they doing daily fit checks?
Yeah.
Um,
What do you
yeah. And
think?
wait, Chanel, should we talk about this now, or are you gonna wait and talk about this on our Instagram? You know.
Let's just do it. Yeah, let's
Okay.
sprinkle it. Yeah.
Okay. Really quick, we're just gonna tease you a little.
Yeah.
If you follow our friend,
Mhm.
Katy Prejean McGrady, then you know that she has been talking about the Cardinals. And she talked about
Yes.
this thing on her story about how there's like some very adorable cardinals.
Yeah.
Like some of them are just very precious. And I
Mhm.
know that's like whatever. It can sound silly, whatever. We have to have fun in life, okay?
You have
And
to
she's
have
like,
fun. You're right.
I know, she was like, somebody should talk about like an adorability rating of cardinals. And Chanel and I were like, it has to be us.
It
Like
has
if
to be.
anyone we're gonna talk
We were
about
summoned.
it, it's our calling, okay?
Mhm.
God placed us here for this moment. So
Mhm.
Chanel's gonna be doing a little thing on our Instagram, where we talk
Mhm.
about the Cardinals and we do just like a little rating situation potentially on stories. And we just like narrow it down to who we think is the most adorable Cardinal, and all of you get to vote on it. Because we think this is the hard hitting news that should be happening right now. This is what the people.
Like, and to give you like just a little taste, okay? Imagine. Welcome to Catholic Cardinals that are adorable, okay? Holiness and hearts, okay? Because
Oh my god.
heart melting smiles can coexist. They preach, they pray, they slay. Okay, that might just be it. Okay, saintly swagger meets sweater vest softness. Okay, ranking vibes, not virtue. We're not trying to guess. This is March
Oh
Madness for
my.
Catholics. Hot take: joy is the new incense.
Oh my gosh. Did you write that?
Ah, yeah. So
That's amazing.
remember when I texted you that I was having too much fun?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually
That's
made a
what you're doing.
Pokemon GIF
Nice. Nice.
of
This is
who's that
perfect,
Pokemon,
guys.
but it was a Pope. I
Yeah,
probably will not post that because I doubt that will go well.
yeah, I don't
So
think that will totally land with the larger community, but I do
yeah.
love it.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys check out the first day of the conclave. I will be posting this. We will be doing votes on who you think the cuter cardinal is. If you're not there for the vibes, we'll see you next week.
Sure will.
But in the meantime, we love you and we want to see you there.
We love
And
you.
we're so grateful that y'all listened because the world might be a little bit depressing, but we're
We
definitely
are
not.
not.
We love you
Woo!
guys. Bye.
Bye.